We had an incredible journey that started back in March with our Sahara conference, and then went to Cairo with our Nile conference to qualify our 8 teams that are going to tip off our third consecutive BAL Finals Elite 8 here tomorrow in BK Arena. From the competition, intense competition on the court, elite players, at the top level, producing an entertainment product that the world over is giving us tremendous feedback about, really how our teams are putting Africa's basketball on the global stage, really continuing to raise the bar and the expectation, that I have no doubt that that momentum is going to carry over here in Kigali for these finals tomorrow, starting with 2 games and then moving on to Sunday with the 2 quarterfinals, and then our finals, semifinals next Wednesday, May 24th, and the finals will be on May 27th, and we have a 3rd place game on May 26th. We'll also continue to have exciting ancillary events. Certainly the product on the court remain our focus, and this continue to carry us through this journey and the narrative, an opportunity we have to showcase Africa at its best, the opportunity to do big events of global standards with African talent on and off the court is something that we continue to be very proud of. We've seen just from the competition on the court, starting at the Sahara Conference, where you have 5 out of 6 teams finishing with identical record, where we had to resort to the point differential to separate the winners. In Cairo, again, I may sound like a broken record, but that game between Ahly and Petro, for me, that's the image I want to keep in my head for now, because it really showcase what this league can be. We had an elite competition, 2 teams, Carlos Moraes at 37, playing on top of his game, one of the most decorated players in Africa. And you have top performers who are coming in as import players, also, producing not only big numbers, but inspiring also the next generation of young players on the continent to look forward to being part of this packed arenas that we had in Dakar. And one of the big objectives for us coming into this season was to make sure that we have more people in the building. We launched amidst a pandemic, obviously played in a bubble. Then the second year, we got an opportunity to move closer to the original format of Caravan that we had when we first announced the BAL in 2019. So we played in three markets, and last year we had some fans in the building. We progressively culminated here with a sold-out crowd in Kigali Arena, 10,000 people, and the home team wasn't even playing. For us, that was really also a big signal. It's something that we wanted to carry over in the second season. So we were very pleased with how things panned out, whereas we started the Sahara Conference slowly, but that last game between US Monastir and AS Douanes at Dakar Arena, same thing in Cairo, where we had crowds in the building, and became something that everybody talked about when we left Egypt. They're looking forward for the product to come back there. But we were on our way to Kigali. We are here today, super excited about the matchups, and the tip-off for our third BAL finals here in Kigali, and excited that we will crown a new champion on May 27th. Your guess is as good as mine. I know that there will be incredible basketball on the court. So we are sold out for tomorrow's games capacity. So I encourage fans to, really rush to purchase their tickets for the next games at bal.nba.com. That's where you would find the tickets. And for those fans who cannot have access to the arena, the games are broadcasted in over 200 countries and 17 languages around the world on various broadcast partners, select free-to-air through our partnership with the African Union of Broadcasting, and then in ESPN Africa, we're on TV5 Monde and Canal Plus in the French-speaking and Armed Forces Television Network, and throughout the host of other broadcast partners. So looking forward to an exciting week of competition. And thank you again. Thank you, Honorable Minister, for joining us, and thank you for your hospitality always. And thank you, President Manav, for also the partnership with FIBA. Thank you.
It's always a big pleasure to be in Kigali, and specifically in this press conference. Last year, I was surprised by the number of media people that came here for the conference, and I thought that this year will be a little bit less, but we have more than last year. It means that our competition is growing. First of all, I would like to thank the government of Rwanda, the Federation of Basketball of Rwanda, for once again to host this competition. Rwanda has been, in the last 3 years, specifically Kigali, the capital of basketball. They host all the African events in very difficult circumstances. So this is very important, this solidarity for all African. You all know that this BIL is the partnership between FIBA and NBA, and this partnership has a big impact in Africa basketball. For us, this journey started in September. In the National Federation. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. It's making a good impact in the National Federation. Today, we are increasing the number of countries playing basketball in a regular basis, not occasionally. Today, we have very competitive competition locally. Today, we have better national federation, better structure. All this is impact of the BAL. Also, you can see one of our pillars is to enlarge our family, and through BAL, we are enlarge our family. We have more media coverage in social media and televisions. So this is very important because today more people are interested in basketball, and it makes basketball a very interesting business. In terms of our staff, also it's very important. This competition is one thing, but also we have training of our referees. And I would like to tell you that for the first time, when African woman is going to officiate World Cup men competition. What? Yeah. Why this? Because this is a kind of opportunity. We have opportunity to play. The referees have more opportunity to officiate the games. The level is increasing. If you compare the complaints that we have in the past and now, we don't, of course the coaches always complain, but we have a big reduction of all these complaints. In terms of youth, also, we have increased our youth participation through regional and the national camps. This is why we have a very competitive league. Today we will have 8 teams. The top 8 teams, 4 of them are coming through the road to BAL. The other half are coming from the, let's say, franchise country. But 4, it means that we are, the basketball in Africa, we are starting to have the basketball more or less in the same level. And I hope that in the final we will have, for the semi-final and final, also we will have two, let's see. This is our wish. Just to finalize, we still have challenges, of course, and one of our main challenges are infrastructures. To develop basketball in Africa, it is important to have very good infrastructures. The level of infrastructure that we have here in Kigali specifically is a model for all Africa, and in the next years we are going to push the African countries to build infrastructure of high level. Once again, thank you, Minister. Thank you, NBA, Amadou, Victor, Manu, my colleagues from Rwanda, and good luck for all the...
I'm pleased to be here today and have the opportunity to speak again about Basketball Africa League. We are here to celebrate BAL Season 3. So from the Sahara and Nile Conference games that kicked off the season to the qualifiers and the finals being played in Kigali from 20th May to 27th May 2023, Rwanda is once again excited to host the spectacular Basketball Africa League. I would like to express appreciation on behalf of Government of Rwanda for this partnership with BAL, with Basketball Africa League. We remain committed and strong partners of BAL, and as well as strong supporters of basketball development and sport in general. And we expect that this 3rd edition of BAL will be a joyful and successful event. During BAL, Rwanda will continue to raise the level of basketball across the continent and continue its development across Africa. We will ensure that our basketball players remain or becomes agents of great change and success in their communities and around the world, inspiring future generations to aim for greater heights. I wish the best of luck to our home team, REG, and we are confident that they will make us proud. I welcome all the team gathered here in Kigali, and I hope they will fully enjoy the beauty of sports in Rwanda. Thank you.
You know, the game can translate into employment, and when we talk to young people at camps, and to say that yes, if you're talented enough to have a career playing the game, that's a bonus. But when we talk about where this game can lead you to, even off the court, you guys are examples that we like to point out. And again, just yesterday in the session we had with BAL Advance, where we're talking to these players, current players, those that are coming towards the end of their career, they're already starting just thinking about what can they do to continue to be part of the BAL. And I'm saying that, okay, it's not just about coaching or being a referee. You can also, you know, be a sports journalist or photographer, content creator. If you studied marketing or finance, you know, we're looking for you. So good to have you here. For the question around where do we head to in terms of with the women's game? We get the question a lot, and I think it's logical. The good news is that since we've been on the continent, you know, all our development efforts, and from a standpoint of NBA Africa, have been across gender. And today, the youth camp that we are doing with our partner FIBA are also, you know, working to not only unearth talent, but also nurture talents on the women's game. The women's game is very popular in a lot of countries. You would remember, it's been maybe 3 years ago, 2019, finals of the Afro Basket in Dakar, Nigeria and Senegal. There was 20,000 people in the arena, 5,000 waiting outside. So we recognize the opportunity we have also to, you know, focus on the women's game. That day will come, you know, and we were in Cairo, all the little girls there who were playing in the U23 games that we had. That was the question. Incredibly talented athletes. So, you know, but we've been consistent in terms of just not skipping steps. We want to perfect the model that we are working on right now. We're just in year 3, but we are finding ways to continue to, through our BAL for her, for example, continue to push gender equality, continue to push and create opportunities for girls who want to, you know, play the game, to have access to playing the games. We bring role models. I think throughout the course of this week, you will see some of those workshops. We're hosting camps. We bring WNBA legends to come and continue to mentor that as we prepare for the next phase. Last year, our partner FIBA, they hosted a women's club championships in Maputo, I think. And this is really how we started with the BAL also. FIBA have a club championship tournament that they have hosted since, I believe, President 62. So we are also, you know, as we grow, you know, going to make sure that the women's leagues, you know, also sees the day. But for now, we are integrating women's referees. When Anibal mentioned having a women's referee going to ref at the World Cup, because we had the first women referee basketball games for men here in our inaugural season of the BAL in 2021. So the question keeps coming, and we are really excited to, you know, keep it top of mind. I cannot put a timeline to it, but we'll get there. I think inevitably what the league is going to do is create an opportunity to retain elite African talent. Now, I was just having a conversation earlier from some reporters actually out of one of the top European countries in terms of basketball, who are saying that they're noticing more and more young African talent, and even those from the diaspora who are now looking to come back and play in their home countries. That's the most desired consequence of what, you know, we are doing. We want to make sure that we are a Champions League. And our league is going to be as good as the local leagues because the team has to win their local league in order to qualify. And across the board, the feedback we are getting is in all these different countries, there are now more teams getting organized because everybody wants to win the league for a chance to participate in the BAL. Some of the biggest challenges with national teams, and I've dealt with it, in Senegal for years, and I'm pretty sure you can see it in other places. When Nigeria beat last year in Las Vegas, I think it was the U.S. team and then Argentina. It was obviously, a feel-great story. Those players were national team players. They were, Nigerian nationals, but all of them were playing abroad for the most part. You can do that in the summer when you can bring all your players who are playing all around the world. But now with the way that these competitions of FIBA are organized, where you have these different windows, where you play in, I think, November, then you play in February, and the NBA players cannot participate, and I believe even the EuroLeague players cannot participate. You better have a strong base of homegrown players, who are participating. So this is why you see it in the competition. So retaining that talent home, because now if they think that these local leagues are valuable and attractive, these players are going to go back home, including a vast array of players who we've seen through our grassroots programs like Basketball Without Borders, who subsequently had opportunities to go and play in U.S. colleges. Increasing number of them, after they finish, they graduate, they're coming back to play. That opportunity didn't exist before. I know a lot of young people who would graduate and will sit and wait. If they don't get a contract from, I don't know, France or Belgium, and they would even want to go play for the 4th division in Spain before they think about coming back. But now that's changing. So when you have those national team players coming back playing home, you have better chance of holding short training camps, right, and then building your national team. And I can see even in the rosters of the BAL teams, young players, Jean-Jacques Boissy, who was a key player for AS Douanes in their qualification, he was playing in Spain last year, decided to come back. Maktar Gueye, he's at Beira. I've seen these kids, Burama Keita, who was at Syracuse, CDB, sorry, coming back. So that's going to help the national team from Mali, Cote d'Ivoire, and other places. That's really the opportunity. We are going to be able to continue to develop elite talent right here on the continent, but have the resources and the platform to retain them. We are going to cease to be only an exporter of raw talent.
We have one program with the national federations. We understand that our weakness are the national federation structures. This is why we have a program, to strengthen the national federations. Is where the problem starts. All this process to retain our talents home need a strong national federation, well organized, to plan a camp, to give opportunity to our talents to play more. So this is why FIBA today is currently enforced our national federations to give the opportunity to our players to play high level. Also, we have another programs related with this. We have a competition called Afrocan. You know that is Afrobasket, but also that we have African. African is a competition, African championship, just for players performing in Africa, to give them more games, to expose them in a high level. This is the only way that we understand that we can change all of these paradigm. The same for the woman, okay? As Amadou said, there is different specificity in women. We are not playing in Africa in too many countries like men. There is some cultural problems in terms of women, but also we need to give them the same opportunity. Probably not with this kind of format, but we need to give them the opportunity, and this is the part of our program for the next year. And I'm going to tell you more. I believe personally, and many people in FIBA Africa, that our first medal, World Cup or Olympics, probably we are going to have from women, not for men. This is our expectation. So we will talk this. Don't forget one thing, that 4 years ago, if I'm not wrong, Nigeria, 5 years, was 8th position. What is our problem in Africa? National federation structures.
I think to the question around the games ending early with the Sahara Conference and the Nile Conference having only 2 weeks, some people see it as an advantage or disadvantage depending on what side of the fence they're on. Because yes, you're right. Maybe there's momentum. These teams are in game shape, but the teams from the Nile Conference also complained that those guys were resting, and we have this provision where they can make some roster tweaks, and there was a feeling that maybe the people from the Sahara Conference had that advantage. Look, we are growing. This is year 2. We are going to continue to sit back at the end of every season and look at what we could do better, and look at in obviously consultation, listening to our teams and our partner FIBA and all the league operations, our colleague Ruben Bumche here, who is heading that department, to make the necessary tweak that we need to make. I think also one of the challenges we have has been trying to avoid playing during the Ramadan month, because we have many teams who are observing, and we want our players to be at their optimum level. Not to say that, and we've seen some players who fast and observe Ramadan and still playing at elite level in the NBA. That also brings me to the number of games, consecutive games. With where we are looking to go, we'll get to a place where teams will play. It will be a norm, right, to play back-to-back, every day. In the FIBA competitions, when that AfroBasket does happens, right, teams are playing, maybe sometimes 3 consecutive nights, at some phases of those tournaments. What we do here, every team has the equal number of back-to-back. Every team will play at least once back-to-back during the course of, the competition. Some may do it early on, some later, but nothing is predetermined. So I think it's just one of those things where, as we become more professional, our athletes are going to be able to withstand those kind of demand. So that's part of the growing process. So I don't think that that's warrant for us to, change the window. If we're going to change, it's going to be for other reasons, and we are, thinking about it. But rest assured that we will turn every stone to make sure that we continue to improve the product.
For the partnership with BAL, let me first say that we've seen a lot of benefit. We are having right now a lot of benefit in hosting the BAL, especially improving the level of basketball as a game in Rwanda and across Africa, maximizing as well profit through hosting of sport events, especially for Basketball Africa League. Also, another benefit is about the networking platform that we are giving to, that is benefited by our youth, making Rwanda as a hub of sports business, as well providing Rwandan with opportunities to build their capacity in sports industry, sports management. So we've seen our league really from season 1, 2021, we've seen our league went from having 2 major teams to having now 6 teams that offer great competitions. We've seen a lot of improvements, especially from our players from abroad that are coming back home to play for their country, and I'm quite sure that it's the same as other players from other clubs. And again, we've seen from our under 16 and 18 kids we have abroad, and the senior as well, they are all coming back, they are all fighting to come back to make the national team and local league better. So talking about the extension of the partnership, why not? I think that's what we want, because the partnership has been great for Rwanda, partnership has been great for us. So what we're doing right now is that we are working together with BAL and see how to improve even and add more value, especially in sport development. So you will have confirmation, but that's what I can say right now. We are yet to sign an extension, but Amadou is here maybe to confirm and to say something on that.
That's pressure. So look, I mean, I don't have much comment there, but obviously, you know, we have huge ambitions for this league. So, you know, we are going to continue to explore every opportunity to make sure that it is sustainable. So certainly the infrastructures are here, and this has become a destination here, but also there are other countries, you know, this is a Pan-African product. We're also listening to, you know, other possibilities, but we're here. We are here right now, and it's working. We are in discussions, you know, certainly, because as you all know, you stated it, this partnership expires or ends at the conclusion of this season on May 27, I think. So, you know. So, but yes, we are in discussions to see how best we move forward.
It's important to understand that BAL is an African project built by African for the success of Africa. And all the stakeholders understand that they need to be committed in these projects. The National Federation changed the paradigm. This is why they are better organized. They are creating conditions for their teams to play in the high level. Just to give an example. Last edition, many leagues, national leagues, local leagues, they hire, some clubs, they hire foreign players. In the past, this never happened. They are bringing quality to the game. And for the success of this project, this is what we want. Also, we as FIBA, we are investing to have the road to BAL, a high-level competition. We are in discussion with the Amadou and Manu for them to support us to put this road to BAL, like, for example, a Division B, no matter what we call, but we need quality there. And we started this investing in this road to BL. This is why, without surprise, we have here 4 good teams coming from the road to BIL. Who is going to win? I don't know. I hope that the best team win, because also we need to think ahead. The winner is going to compete in the FIBA Intercontinental Cup, so we need the best team there. So what is much important is together we build this project. There is no other way to have BIL in one of the world-class competition if we don't have all the teams in Africa in the same level.
2023 NBA Most Valuable Player Award, I think, is a further testament, right, to the opportunity that we all saw here on the continent to grow the game. You know, Joel was a participant in the Basketball Without Borders program that we launched in 2003 with FIBA, and we launched the Basketball Africa League in 2019 with FIBA. Joel was at Basketball Without Borders in 2011. Pascal Siakam was at Basketball Without Borders in 2012. There has been a dozen players who attended the camp who were drafted in the NBA, starting with Luc Mbamute, who went to UCLA, played in 3 straight Final Fours, got drafted by the Milwaukee Bucks, played 12 years in the NBA, and many others, you know, who got drafted. So I think, you know, it is another step that kind of, you know, is going to energize us and inspire the next generation of young African players to take up the sport. So we were all rooting for Joel and all the others, but we love having them back, and they come back and participate in these camps to inspire the next generation.